going on, guys? This is Lord King David. Now, usually we do these things in the movie theater right after. I didn't have my setup. I didn't have anything ready to go. I went with Lord MJ the Boss, and I went with Lord Ghost Supreme to go see Dark Phoenix. And what I'm gonna say is I'm a comic book purist. All right, so when I go to a lot of these movies and I see a lot of these things, I understand that you're trying to figure out the setup. Oh, we're in the California compound, right? This is E3. No jewelry on. You're just getting straight raw and uncut, right? This is it, right? So R&R with the Lord is here. So watching the film. Now I must preface this with I'm a purist from the comic books, right? And I never felt that the Fox films for X-Men lived up to what it was. I think, to be honest with you, we were going through a transitional period where they didn't understand that comic books can be exactly what we read, right? But out of all the movies, 2 books, the X-Men always stayed really, grounded in comic book lore. They did change a couple of suits, and they had to work with the scripts that they have, like Kevin Feige does with the Avengers, right? So, they're not able to use certain things. We don't know what's given to them. All right. Remember, in the comic books, they're able to do and say pretty much anything that they want to say and do. Right. So, getting to this movie. Spoiler alert. Let me let you know right now. I'm going to give you spoilers. Okay. Now, don't stick to the end. This is not a traditional Marvel film in which you're going to stick to the end. You're going to see some end credits that has anything to do with stuff. There's a lot of rumors online talking about Dark Phoenix will show you something in Captain Marvel. Ton of crap. If it was something, I really didn't see it. And if they're trying to say that some of the protagonists in this film, antagonists in this film, represented something that was from Captain Marvel, that was a lie. All right, this is a whole different thing. All right, so yes, this is Roundtable Reviews with the Lords. Drinks is in session. Okay, so let me give you my take on that universe first before I delve into this movie. Now, I thought the universe was kind of messed up when it had everything to do that. They broke the continuity of the universe. All right, so I'm going to view this as not a continuing book, not a mini series. I'm going to view this as a one-shot. You ever get one of those one-shot comic books that was really fantastic, and you said, "Man, this is great." It was a one-shot. And it felt like the writers gave it 100% their all, and it felt like the artwork was on point. So there's a lot of one-shot or king-size books that you purchased back in the days that encapsulates exactly what I'm gonna talk about here. All right, so we know that universe is done. This was their last film, right? I thought the universe reached its peak with Avengers First Class. I thought that was a masterclass of a movie. I thought it introduced characters. I thought it gave characters good grounding. I thought it allowed you to see things in that universe and made you feel for these characters, right? And you saw things and expressed stuff to you that you said, "Wow, I didn't understand that." And I see the universe that they're building. And then they followed that up with a weak rendition of Apocalypse. All right, so those people that are in fear of this film being a regurgitated scenario of Age of Apocalypse, don't fear. Okay, first and foremost, I must say that this movie is well done. Every character matured into their essence. They cast well. The casting is spot on in this film. And you have to understand, they did this casting when they started this universe. Okay? Now, in the books, The Dark Phoenix, the book, which is one of the greatest reads, it's up there with Infinity Gauntlet. Now, for the X-Men, Besides House of M, this book, The Dark Phoenix Saga, is actually one of those books that is a must read. And the reason why it's a must read is because it's a pivotal point in the X-Men history that makes you say, wow, I'm really part of, something special. Okay? Now, digging deep into this movie and watching it on the screen, I'm going to give you the comic book, and then I'm going to give you as a film. The comic book version of this movie tries to touch upon it. It tries to touch upon the Shi'ar and their lore. The Shi'ar is a race that has a high queen, and she's in love with Professor Xavier. He actually has a love affair with her, and it's off-world, and they do stuff, and the X-Men has to battle the Shi'ar Guard and Gladiator, which is the first. Gladiator is the first version of Superman that we received in the Marvel Universe. Okay, actually, his costume is designed like Superman. He has a mohawk, and he's really good. He's a very good character, and that's also where Wolverine got his brown and orange suit. Because before that, it was the yellow and blue, right? So he got into a fight, and his suit got tattered, and the guy that he killed, he took his suit. So in this movie, we know there's no Wolverine. They replaced Wolverine with the Beast. And I think working with what you have is part of being creative, right? So this is a one-shot deal. In watching this movie, with the resources they have at hand, they perfected their universe. If this is their last shot, if this was the way they was going out, I know they looked at it as, we've been brought out, this is it, and we have to give everything. And they did. They left nothing on the floor. This is how you want your champs to go out. You want them to go out standing up. You want them to be counted out if they're going to get knocked out. You want your champs to rise from his feet if he gets knocked down, because the Age of Apocalypse was a knockdown. They got up, they answered the call, and they decided to deliver. And this movie delivers in spades. If you are an X-Men fan, this movie shows you why you're a fan. Magneto is Magneto. Professor Xavier is Professor Xavier. Storm is Storm. Nightcrawler actually becomes the badass we always expected him and wanted him to be. Quicksilver is who he's supposed to be. And the Dark Phoenix is omnipotent. You understand? That's unapproachable. She is definitely what the books call for. And I love this. This is like a what if book. What if this happened? And they use everything in their resources to give you great cinema. I walked out of that movie thoroughly pleased, wanting to see it again, because I felt that this stands alongside of X-Men's First Class. And I thought X-Men First Class can stand alongside any MCU universe movie. This movie is completely different from what you would have expected, because I went in there with absolute hate in my blood, ready to condemn this movie from top to bottom. But from the protagonist, which is Jean Grey, and she takes in the Phoenix Force. They never gave it a name. You know, they didn't name the Shi'ar, because the Shi'ar is not shapeshifters. You know, they're just a race of being that's above the, human form. But I understand they wanted to be ambiguous, and they never gave a name to the race. If I wanted to critique some things, but maybe they couldn't. Maybe they didn't, they weren't able to. And they had powers that Shi'ar doesn't have. But they had to give you a threat level that was on par to face the Phoenix because the Phoenix Force is honestly one of the beginning forces in the universe that can challenge the Infinity Gauntlet in pure raw power. You know, there is some forces that's in the Marvel universe, and this is one of those forces that is definitely 100% on par with the Infinity Gauntlet. They gave you a master class of a movie. They gave you scenes where you felt for characters that died. Yes, characters do die here. Now, that's one spoiler I won't spoil for you. I do encourage you to go see the film, because when this character dies, you're not going to expect it. And it's going to come right out of the blue. It's going to hit you in the gut. Because this is exactly how a character is supposed to act. This is how Magneto's supposed to act. When he built his compound for his wayward mutants, his acolytes, these are things that you read these books and we have matured. We are in control now. We're going to give you the best of what our lore has. Rich content that keeps you enthused. This movie gets a king's thumbs up. And I truly expect people to go out and support this movie, see it, and understand where I'm coming from. Go in there cynical, because I went in cynical from the door. 100% in my heart, I went in there ready to condemn this film. But the film actually lived up to way better than I can ever dream it to be. When you can make Professor Xavier an alcoholic, spoiler alert, an alcoholic, Professor Xavier, dipping into the bottle, and I noticed it early on. You have definitely reached a point in film, in cinema, where they were laying it all out. So shout out to Fox on your last joint going out. I know New Mutants are supposed to be on deck. I don't know what happens with that. I thought this film was going to be wiped off the slates. So shout out to Bloody Knuckles for telling me it wasn't, and it didn't. I hope he went and saw this film. But this film was definitely a way to start off E3. My other lords, they couldn't make it. They were too tired. But I went out there, and I do think that this roundtable review was necessary. Please go out. Please support. Hey guys, don't forget. Like, follow, and subscribe. You know the rules. Shout out to everybody that's watching us. Also go to lordsofgaming.net, where this review will be up. You can go see KOS, King of the Statues, Combat Talk with the King, which I'll be doing later on today with Gennady Golovkin and Rolls. Also, Lord, The Last Word with Lord Cognito and Ibantis for all that looter shooter news. Destiny just talked about a new DLC that is about to hit these streets with a hell of a lot of content. So, and they expressed that there's no more PlayStation treatment, peripheral treatment. That changed. So I'm excited for The Last Word being able to bring all this content to you. Take care, guys. See you at the next movie review. Hopefully I'm there with the Lords. But Lord King is here. Catch you guys later.